Hunter Biden getting bailed out again by his dad. A whistleblower says the corrupt first son receiving special treatment in his tax probe. An IRS agent who oversees criminal investigations claims the Biden administration is mishandling the case against Hunter and that there's a clear conflict of interest. The agent is seeking whistleblower protections, and his attorney says he's willing to spill all the beans to Congress.
My client wants to come forward to Congress. He's ready to be questioned about what he knows and what he experienced under the proper legal protections.
Would you find any evidence or allegation of a political agenda?
No. To him, the truth is one truth, and he wants to come forward with it. The things he's been through are very well documented in emails and other communications with the Department of Justice.
And of course, the White House giving us this valuable insight here.
I want to be very clear here. As you know, the president respects the rule of law and the independence of the Department of Justice. He believes that's what they should be. In this administration, we believe that it should be independent. So I'm not going to go beyond that.
Does the White House support giving this IRS agent whistleblower protection?
For the state of transparency, and so that we do not politicize any of this, the president has been very clear that this is something for the Department of Justice, which is independent.
Yeah, okay. But a top Democrat is taking it very seriously.
I concur with the belief that there should be no interference in these investigations. We take all whistleblowers' statements seriously, as we should. Some turn out to be very important and some not. But we take them all seriously at the outset and look at them closely.
Judge, it looks like this whistleblower is taking a lot of precaution. He's not even sharing everything with his lawyer, trying to make sure he protects himself. He doesn't want to get persecuted here. I remember when some whistleblowers in the Trump administration were held as heroes. What do you think is going on for Hunter here?
Well, I think, first of all, it's very interesting that this now, based upon what the Mark Little, the attorney for the whistleblower, is saying, this is going to come down to credibility because he is alleging that this guy is not political one way or the other. And, you know, we've seen whistleblowers come and go, and they're kind of touched or involved in politics. I like the way this sounds. It's up to the Inspector General for the Department of Justice to make a decision as to whether or not this guy is going to be given whistleblower status, which you absolutely need with this administration. But what's interesting is that he is a senior person in the IRS, and he claims to have a lot of evidence that's not just based upon, believe me and not him. Here's the evidence. Here's the documents. Here's the emails. And let me say one more thing. He says that he has information that contradicts a highly appointed political appointee in the Biden administration. And it appears that he is going to contradict what Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, said before the Senate Judiciary Committee when he said, I have pledged not to interfere with the investigation. I have carried through on my pledge. Now, if the whistleblower is credible and relies on documents, is not political, and gets that whistleblower status, then for one of the few times, and we've wondered about this guy for a long time when he called parents a domestic terrorist, it's time to take a real good look at this guy, Merrick Garland, and his politicization of the Department of Justice. No grand jury investigation takes 5 years, okay? 2018 to 2023. Right. That's nonsense.
Danny, we talked about polls. President Biden is doing great, but his best spokesperson out there says, you know what, don't talk to us. Talk to the IRS or the Department of Justice.
So the press secretary a few weeks ago in March, she uncharacteristically broke the seal. And it was the first time ever that she had commented on Hunter Biden and the allegations against him, saying that it was a bunch of lies and bad politics. And at the time, it was like, oh, whoa, is the White House now officially going to be defending Hunter Biden? Now, they have a spokesperson at the White House counsel's office named Ian Sams. He's very good at what he does. And that's where you can send, as a press secretary, you can say, guys, I want to talk about the economy today. You can call Ian. You got his number. I don't have anything for you on that. That's the right place to be and the safe place to be for a press secretary. She didn't go there. So the press is right to be skeptical. I'm very interested to see what this whistleblower has to say, because it seems like his attorney, I don't know what this guy's like in terms of the whistleblower, but his attorney is sober-minded. He has clarity of purpose. He says, this is my client. I'm going to do my best for him. So let's listen to what he has to say. He'll be on special report tonight.
On this, Greg, we're talking about Hunter Biden. I mean, the charges or the investigation goes all the way down to did he lie about drugs when purchasing a gun, ironically enough. But we're talking, I think, 6 Biden family members, all the way down to grandkids, nieces, and nephews that Oversight Chairman James Comer is bringing up saying, hey, listen, all of these people are receiving money, and at least Hunter was on the board of an energy company. Let's listen to what else he had to say here about this.
I don't see how Joe Biden could not be compromised. I mean, these family members aren't energy experts. They weren't on boards. At least with Burisma, Hunter actually sat on a board. There are no other boards that we can find that these family members sat on, certainly not the grandchildren and the nieces and the nephews and the in-laws and things like that. So what were they doing? Why were they getting this much money? The walls are closing in on the Biden family.
Is Joe Biden compromised?
Why did he have to say the walls are closing in?
Yeah.
Well, don't say that.
Still, they're still closing.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you know what? But when you talk about this whole experience of the Biden crime family, you realize you don't need a whistleblower. Everything they do is like you're looking at it. You're going, okay. You don't have to blow a whistle on the illegal drug use or the whoring or the gun charge or even the financial double dealing, the selling of influence. I mean, you don't need a whistleblower with Hunter. I mean, you would literally die.
Is his whistleblower.
Yes, he's been blowing his own whistle. No pun intended, and that's also physically impossible. I don't think. Dana! I'm not done.
I still have that visual in my mind. There you go.
2 questions. What were our 2 questions? Someone had to report the income to the government. Why hasn't one journalist asked who's paying the taxes? I think we asked that a couple months ago. Follow the money, and that's what they're doing now. But the reporters are too busy sniffing, Trump's W-2s to care. The second question was who pushed the 50 Intel agent letter?
Yes.
Who forced the agents to sign?
That's a good question.
Yeah, to sign that letter. Well, I think they have an answer, right?
Yeah.
It's Mike Morrell, who's a fellow spook, and did he run?
CIA.
Yeah, he ran CIA.
Yes.
And then he claims Blinken was the one while working for Biden. This is such deep state stuff. It's insane.
Geraldo, I've heard you say things like the Hunter Biden laptop is more cannon fodder for politics than something that's worth our time and effort. Is this an investigation that's worth Congress's time?
But I didn't ever say it as elegantly as you did. I think put up or shut up. Hunter Biden, 5 years, Judge. You're absolutely right. 5 years, money laundering, taxes, lobbying. Are you telling me that the best you have is another whistleblower? If there's a whistleblower, why isn't he a witness in the Delaware U.S. Attorney's probe? Why isn't he a witness in one of the criminal probes? What's he doing hanging around with politicians and is going to go up there? And
He doesn't want to lose his job.
You lose his job. What about Hunter Biden has been accused of the most vile things for over 5 years.
Not accused. You can,
and there's
you
nothing.
can see it on this laptop.
Has he been charged with anything?
Well, no,
he's
and that is precisely the question.
He's a whoremongering drug
But that's why the
addicted,
whistleblowers coming forward.
Good points.
Oh, thanks, Greg.
No, but you know what I mean? No, but it's the financial stuff, the corruption that is the
Where
problem.
is it? Where is it?
You've got to get permission from the deputy. Okay. You've got to get permission from the deputy attorney general in order to indict him.
Right.
Trump appointed the U.S. attorney in Delaware, not Biden.
Yeah, and Biden has kept him on under Garland.
Hunter is uncharged.
Well, maybe we'll hear what he has to say. I hope he has a lot to say myself. All right, stay tuned. The IRS whistleblower's attorney is on special report tonight.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page. This is the only way that I know for sure that you're not going to miss any great commentary, any great news bites, any great interviews coming your way on Fox. You can get it all here on YouTube. So subscribe right now.